Hello, hello. Welcome to Seggz and Bacon. I almost did not pick up the microphone today or this week. I'm recording this on March 3rd. The eclipse has already happened. I think it happened 3:44 to 6:04 or something like that. This morning, Eastern time. And if you hear my stomach growling, it's because I'm trying to fast. Um, I don't know if I'm going to make it with fasting. Uh, I've had a few blunts and I'm hitting my THC vape. I'm not really helping myself out with curbing uh, any of my cravings, but at least I showed up on a day that I really didn't have to show up. And I'm also on my moon cycle myself, so if I'm low energy, it's because I really, or if I sound like I'm low energy, it's because I am low energy. Uh, so today's episode, I would like to discuss the different paths of Tantra. I get asked, what is Tantra during my sessions a lot, and in the moment, it tends to be overwhelming because I have to usually break the flow of connection and where it's going and give them these people explanations in which they're not exactly prepared for. Some are, but not everyone. And this is an episode which can clear up a lot of confusion, hopefully. And the first thing I'm going to say is Tantra is not all about sex, and I'm sorry for whoever lied to you and the misconstrued conception in which you've created by not researching enough, because the answers are out there. um, I mean, the internet is full of them. There are books, there are workshops, there are retreats, there are podcasts. Um, So let's get started with what these three paths are and what they represent. The first path um, is the white path in Tantra, and I should back up a bit and explain that Tantra are it is two Sanskrit words put together. And let me look up those Sanskrit words. I used to have notes, but that phone was stolen, and so it's not in front of me anymore. The Sanskrit words. Well, it means liberation and evolution. Um, the Sanskrit term derived from tan, to expand, and tra, to liberate, signifying a method for expanding consciousness and liberating energy, often through esoteric yogic practices. It's also Mercury retrograde, so I'm totally able to fuck up all of this. And the two Sanskrit words are Tanoni, to expand, stretch, or expound, and Trayati, to liberate, save, or protect. Um, that is Google's. Um, it comes from Advaita Vedanta Melbourne. I'm going to give them that credit as being the first site to show up on here and to explain. And the full Sanskrit words. Um, so Tanoti and Trayati are the two words that are shortened and put together to make up this word Tantra. Um, each path in Tantra has the same goal in mind, which is to reach a state of enlightenment and divine embodiment and peace and wholeness, and to liberate one from the shackles and which imprison us within our own minds and construct and society. These can be relationships, our career, religion, so many things, bad habits, which I'll get to in the red path, which does involve allowing oneself to delve into vices and partake in vices. But okay, so the white path is the path of meditation and for the more extreme monkhood, celibacy, um, from vices, from sex, from all of these worldly, I guess, physical luxuries. And it involves releasing and detaching from what may or may not be distracting one from reaching their own fulfillment in this lifetime. That path is mostly for those who have addictions and can't, I guess, is the word, properly partake in the vices such as sex and alcohol and even drugs because it consumes them and they know that through this path, they're still able to reach wholeness and fulfillment in a different manner. And I have tried the white path of Tantra. I sometimes go back to it as a cleansing method, but it is not my philosophical way of living at all. I am very much so drawn to the red path of Tantra, and the red path is more so about sexuality and embracing one's sexuality through experiencing oneself through others, and also sex magic, orgasm, uh, using one's orgasms as a way to manifest things into their reality. That is more so what the red path is all about, partnerships and enjoying what this physical reality has to offer one, because in on the red path, since we are conscious sentient beings who have physical bodies, then we are automatically divine, enlightened beings. And all we have to do is maintain a balance and awareness to this divinity, which not everyone has. But I like to believe that awareness is just a practice. And with practice comes more so, I guess, perfection. I don't really believe in perfection, but it improves and it becomes a very lasting um, habit in one's life once you create awareness around consumption of vices and the way you show up in partnership and using these mirrors as a way to evolve and expand and liberate oneself from one's karma and to embracing one's dharma, because those are two different paths. Being stuck in a cycle of suffering because you believe that that is your karma. I mean, a lot of people choose suffering in the harder way, the path of resistance, because society's told them that's the easier path. And as people live through it, they don't realize why it's taking so much from them energetically. And the answer is because you've been lied to. The path of least resistance leads to one fulfilling their dharma, which is their destiny, instead of their suffering, which is their karma. Um, and I know I'm not diving deep into each path because it's the eclipse in Mercury retrograde, and I showed up to this already exhausted enough. But there is one more path to this, which is dark tantra. Um, it can be called dark tantra or black tantra. Um, it's a path of complete debauchery and no boundaries. It, in my perspective, because there are so many articles out there that will tell you that dark tantra is also shadow work, but I don't believe that. I believe the red path and white path both have shadow work already designed within their practices. And dark tantra is more so invoking dark spirits and for evil purposes. It's not so much deity or goddess work. It's like voodoo or black magic. There is a tribe in India who practice dark tantra, and they go as far as covering themselves in their feces while also eating the dead. So there is cannibalism. And with recent, I guess, events within the elite societies and Hollywood, I wouldn't, I would go as far as to say that they practice a form of dark tantra, um, and voodoo. And I say this with more, even though I don't sound so confident, I'm like skittish to say anything about it. But while I volunteered in Haiti back in 2020, and I was told by the people I volunteered for about the amount of people who have voodoo priest on their side working for them. Even the Pope has a voodoo priest. The presidents of the world, each country, they have voodoo priests. Prime ministers have voodoo priests. CEOs have voodoo priests, and it's all connected. Tantra is not religion. It is just a practice, an umbrella, a word used to describe something that is more than just the Hindu practice. There is Hindu Tantra, there is Egyptian alchemy, which is Tantra. I think there's Taoist um, Tantra, Buddhist Tantra. There is shamanic, uh, native cultures that incorporate tantric practices and even voodoo, um, Creole voodoo, and what else? Satanic practices, the Mayan cultures, Incas, Aztecs, um, the sacrificial uh, practices all fall under the dark or black path of Tantra. It isn't really a path that I fuck around with. To each is their own. But I hope that creates some clarity on the different paths and helps those who are searching for more answers have more clarity on what to search deeper into, because I know that was vague in so many ways. But I am going to wrap that up here, and hopefully I have the energy to put out an episode by next Friday. I know I won't be able to next Tuesday. I will be traveling and I will not be recording over the weekend, and I won't be back home until Thursday next week. So I appreciate all of your support, and we are between all of the platforms I'm streaming on about, I think it's 67 or 68 downloads. Um, till I reach 1,000, which I am overwhelmed with. I also forgot to shout out to Pakistan, to Turkey, to there we're being streamed in 31 countries, over 150 cities, and believe it or not, the Spanish and Punjabi versions of this episode or these episodes tend to go head and head with the English version. And my path of no, it's the misandry, misogyny, and feminine rage. Spanish Spanish version is my highest streamed at 130 downloads. Thank you guys. With my top three life altering experiences in the model industry, being second, and let me see, there's a few of them in the 80s that are only about 15 to 20 downloads shy. Um, well, 12 to 20 downloads shy, actually, from reaching 100 downloads each. And I'm only, well, I could go at this forever. Thank you guys for all of your listens and your downloads and your time here on my show. I was not expecting to reach as many people and countries as I have, and I hope to continue that reach. And honestly, I couldn't be more happy that I've reached Pakistan in the way that I have, because I would love to visit your country. I have seen so many amazing landscapes and sceneries out there, and your people are beautiful. I have a lot of friends here in the States, um, people that I've worked with one-on-one with Tantra, and you guys are, well, you make up over 40% of my my audience, so thank you. Along with the United States and then Turkey, and then it gets all mixed up with Europe and different parts of Africa and different parts of Asia and South America and Central America. Sorry about that. I I had to cut that in my mouth or my throat was really dry, and so I coughed. But thank you for tuning in. I hope that everyone enjoys this eclipse energy and this Mercury retrograde. Um, Signing off. I'll see you guys sometime in March. Most likely not next week, though. Much love and embrace those shadows as much as you embrace the light.